So November 5th.
November the 5th, remember the 5th of November. My mom called me, so I'm Flavio for the Roman emperors, and I'm Juan for the kings. And we have this, I grew up in a matriarcha, where women were empowered, and we have this tradition, on the age of 18, always women would offer, a deer trophy to offer the power to the male. That's the tradition in my family. So it has been a ritual passed on, but woman has the power. So it's very central, and they all had healing powers in the family. They all had this woman inherited from woman to woman. And I have a sister that was here. She came and was very emotional because when she received her gift, she completely refused it. And I inherited that thing from her. So that's why my energy is very mixed, very amplified. We have the home starting.
All right.
So, this is my sister.
How are you?
And she's pregnant.
Wow.
It's a new rebirth for all of us.
Wow.
It's very personal. As in our family, you had the crying lady downstairs. You've seen them.
Yeah.
It's a tradition we had in the family. I wanted that moment. It was very emotional for both of us. Actually, she said, "Oh wow, this is our aunt and our mom crying downstairs because they were like this." So it's the Yoronas, the crying lady, all the thing is part of the tradition in the family. All this carnival of death, this tradition of death is very intense, but very much us. So we can go there now. The sun is there. So it has really been a full rebirth process, as my sister said, because I faced 3 times death, as my mom rejected me, abandoned me because I was gay. Then I got attacked pretty violently in Berghain, actually. So almost left for dead at the club, so that's why you have a club dead.
Wow.
And
at that
then,
club in Berlin.
In Berlin, yeah, and that was quite traumatic. And the final one, I did all the Malta project. I came back, and I actually had a fragility in my stomach, inherited from the woman, weirdly enough, and I almost died. And then the funny thing is, it's the final rebirth of mine, is that I have this C-section thing that I cut open, that my mom has, my aunt has, and it is there. I'm talking about it because it's there on the sculpture. You have it there on the cast of my body up there, of this birthmark, and that's my final rebirth. That's, you have it on the belly, it's all cuts. And I've healed myself. What I've done after this accident, I have covered myself in clay for days, for weeks to heal, and this how started the golem process, and I rebirthed from it. So
Wow.
it's pretty strong.
That's
I
very
resurrected from a lot,
intense.
but I believe that, as in, it has to be shared. I believe we can reshape, and that's what. If I should resume this exhibition, this whole thing is we're all in transition, and we just reshape into one shape another. It's us to define the new, what I call the new sublime and the new divine, really. So yeah.
And Scorpio, of course, is the sign that can regenerate. It's the one sign.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So that's-
the element is water and fire, so it's liquid fire. And I call it as a joke, and we say it's lava running through our veins. So it's actually liquid rock, yet it's boiling water. So this whole earth thing, this whole connection with the element is very, very much strong. That's why you have them here in Malta. Also, there is this very particular thing that they have proper geological forms. So that was in Malta, and that was my process. Here is the Tanagra. I don't know if you know the story of those. There were little funereal figurines that were found in the village of Tanagra, and they were representing the people who passed away in daily action. So you have this one is actually on the floor. She's collecting water. This one is a little boy. He's just laying down. This one is just coming back from the market. And so the idea to because it's always about my aim and my path, I believe, is to become other, healing through this process, other. So by taking those figurines that are like normal people, you know, people from the daily life, and transforming them into deities and having this dialogue between the figurine and the jewelry, is an elevation all of a sudden. So you can see the caste they come from and what I reshape them and what they become. So it's all this story of elevation, and it happened here and now with Adrienne also, because we discussed this whole project, and with Romain it made sense to make it now, and even more after everything we've been through the past years. It's a complete rebirth, and I believe we need to offer a new definition for us, you know, the freaks, the gays, the trans, all of us, as in we need to reshape. So this is more than a retrospective, it's just an invitation, as in that's why downstairs you have the guest book, and I want people, you know, I have this game always when I meet someone. If you had to resume yourself a memory through 3 objects, what it is. And I'm asking you, what will be your 3 tools or sensation or memory that will define you? What do you want to be remembered for? Can you answer that?
As objects and not emotions.
For me, for example, would be a blade, because the first job I've ever learned was working the leather. So I know with a blade I can carve stone, I can transform any skin into something else. So this will be something that I will remember, this tool in particular. Then the location, Malta, would be a very strong memorial, a sensory memorial. So it can be a location, it is a sensation. And it's really hard to define you through just 3 objects or 3 sensations.
Very difficult.
That's the question, what will remain of us?
Yeah.
And I mean,
I would
my
hope
answer is many shapes, as many shapes as I've reshaped.
I would hope it would be more the effect I had on people.
Okay.
More than an object.
Come, so I can hear you better.
Yeah, more than an object. It would be about emotions, like
how you connect to people.
Yes, and
how you heal.
Heal, elevate, protect. But I can't think, like, if I would say an object. I mean, I could say things that would be obvious, like, but that's not.
Not an object as in a reductive aspect, as in, because you say, I mean, you have like representing a galleries of totem. Those are healing objects. You know, that's why we're like reshaping totems and idols. It's to heal, it's tools. Again, it's undefined object, but I hear you. I feel you when you say that. It's what you can offer to others. I've never shown any of this before. Because it was too sacred to me somehow, and then I've realized that it helped others when I started to share my work one-to-one at home and inviting people, and then I was like, okay, I might be touching something bigger than me, other than me, that can actually
for sure, though,
heal and help somehow, you know, and elevate others, and literally that's what happened with Adrienne. I was like, this is it. We showed it to Romain. Romain was like, oh yeah, and then Adrienne was like, this needs to be seen, and that's why he proposed that. And I was like, okay, so maybe here is the time, and we built this whole story together to in this place. And I was like, okay, I'm just so excited. I want people to tell me the story they see through what we're trying to create. I'm like overwhelmed with joy. I want to like tell me the story, your story through what you see. Take what I try to say, and then it's not me saying something, it's you taking, you know, appropriating the thing and how it touches you.
And on another line, can you talk about your jewelry?
This?
Yeah.
This is for the performance. We created them for the performance, so this is a teasing.
Okay.
This is Lorna who created those, and we maximize those, you know, the small garments, because in the performance it's also going to be about ornamenting the statue. So teasing, but I will become a
Okay.
human totem also at some point.
Great. Can we go down?